Absolute madness.
And I'll talk a little bit about that in a second. The memo highlights a specific phrase: our new backers are Jews, which Echevarria allegedly said, indicating that the group might have had financial support from Jewish individuals or organizations, though this is not confirmed in the memo. Now, before you guys jump to conclusions and before anybody says that doesn't mean Israel, I'm going to share with you some very, very substantive evidence that may suggest that these new backers indeed have something to do with the Israeli Secret Service, known as Mossad, and Israel as a whole at that time. One thing I just want to say really quickly, JFK wanted to really eliminate the autonomy of the CIA when he became president. And he had a very visceral reaction and motive to prevent Israel from attaining nuclear weapons, citing that it would create bedlam in the Middle East. Now, what the memo suggests or implies here is that there might have been a broader conspiracy involving this Chicago group in Kennedy's assassination beyond just Lee Harvey Oswald. I think at this point, it is safe to assume with 99.99% certainty that Oswald definitely did not act alone, not even close. What the Warren Commission, what the government told the American people back in the 60s when this event, this tragedy took place, that it was just Lee Harvey Oswald that acted alone. I think by now that has been so refuted and debunked, it isn't even a possibility. It raises the possibility that the group had motives tied to political or financial interests, possibly involving anti-Kennedy sentiments or other agendas. This mention of Jews as backers could point to a specific angle of investigation, but also it's also a sensitive claim that would need careful verification, and it could reflect bias or misinformation. What the Secret Service planned to do, the agents recommended sharing this information with the FBI to conduct a joint investigation. They wanted to ensure a, quote, free flow of information between the two agencies to better understand the full scope of the assassination and any related threats. Now, what does this mean in simple terms? This memo suggests that the Secret Service had early evidence that Lee Harvey Oswald might not have acted alone in assassinating President Kennedy. There could have been a group in Chicago, possibly with Cuban connections, that was involved or at least aware of this plot. The group seemed to have weapons, money, and a plan that depended on Kennedy's death. What was that plan? The mention of new backers being Jewish adds a layer of complexity, hinting at a possible financial or political support from a specific community, but this claim is vague and unverified in this specific memo. But what I'm about to get into, holy macadamia nut, just hang around. It's going to get really interesting fast.
No, I don't think it will get interesting whatsoever, actually. Alright? If you had 100% proof of it being the case, I would still not care. Right? I would still not give a shit. My god. Imagine being a drone to this shit. I am done with this brain rot. No further brain rot, Your Honor. Fucking donezo. Alright, boys.